Morning everyone, how's it going? So today I've got the Lewitt 640TS microphone, and for those of us wondering what the hell that is, I'm scratching my head too because I can never ever make sense out of Lewitt's naming system. I can never remember the names of mics. All I know is that they make killer drum mics, and their 440 mic, the DTP or DTM, I can never remember how that thing is coded. It's their 57 replacement. It's voiced a little bit different. It's great on snare drum. It's great on guitars. It's an awesome substitute for an SM57 on a guitar cab. I mean, everybody loves the 57 sound, but it has kind of been done to death, and it's time to try a few new things, including this. Now, I did a thing a few months back where I shot out the Austrian Audio OC818 mic because it was a multi-pattern. I found that worked out amazingly well on guitar cabs. And well, Lewitt hit me up. They're like, hey, you know, we got one of these as well. And I'm like, wow, I would have loved to try one of these out a couple years ago. So they sent me over this freaking behemoth. So this is the 640TS. And we get this nice, you know, bulletproof casing that it comes in. And we get all these extra goodies that go along with it, like shock mount, windscreen. Love Lewitt's shock mounts. These things are just great. And Michael just dropped into place like so. So we get control of the polar patterns here, and I've really been getting into that whole variable polar pattern sound on metal guitars. It's actually kind of cool. You can kind of find your own thing, which is something I've been stressing on this channel quite a bit as of late. I think we can see, yeah, Warren's there in the background making his cup of tea. And he's got his Pultec coffee mug. Yeah, Clark Technique's not a big fan of me right now, but oh well, criticism well deserved. Anyway, so Lewitt mic. So we've got our variable polar patterns, but the great thing is we can record both capsules separately and adjust them in software, which I think is a really amazing thing to be able to do these days. I mean, you know, before it was set and you're stuck with it, but with this you can tweak your guitar sounds in post much more than you can with an EQ, and I think that's absolutely phenomenal because you can wind up dialing in really amazing metal tones. I'm going to throw this up on the Laney cab in a little bit and run a song through it, and I'm going to take you through a post mix of it and see how it goes. But yeah, you get all the amazing Lewitt accessories. You get the shock mount, but you get a pop filter as well that just sits in these little magnetic grooves, and that's absolutely phenomenal. So if you want to do some close-in narrating, that kind of thing, that's no problem whatsoever. In fact, I'm going to use that in this next segment of the video. Hey Warren, how's it going?
I'm good.
Warren just dropped in. He's jumping on a live stream in just a moment here. But this is the Glenn and Warren hangout for the summer. Has been the back picnic table, and
it's been good. It's been rather marvelous.
It's been something as well. It doesn't quite smell so bad this morning. There we go.
Oh, the smoke?
Yes, it doesn't. We can actually see the blue sky today. That's a rare thing in LA these days. It's kind of nice, but you know, wake up every morning, it kind of smells a bit like a bonfire.
It does
in this city.
So you're talking about the 640TS?
Yes.
Yeah. This is anybody who's ever watched my channel knows that this is probably my favorite microphone.
Really?
I think it's my favorite microphone.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I'm expecting great things then. All I know is, you know, the last mic I demoed for Lewitt was that experimental tube mic that they made with a 3D printer. We did that at Harmony.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Right around NAMM, and that mic was just absolutely phenomenal on the Laney cab, so I'm looking forward to trying out this on the Laney cab as well.
That is not only a proximity effect changer and all that stuff, I'm sure you're talking about that.
Sure.
It's also the best stereo mic you've ever heard.
Really?
Yeah, because so put it on a drum kit like this, sideways.
Okay.
Then it's going to see the left and the right. I did that, and I recorded a full band with one of these.
Oh, come on.
Live in a studio, all playing.
Okay. Make sure you check out his channel if you haven't subscribed to Produce Like a Pro.
Thank you.
He's got some absolutely amazing information. He's not nearly as obnoxious as I am.
I can be.
No, you're right.
This is an amazing mic. It's one of my favorites. It's really accurate. It sounds fantastic. It has the adjustable polar pattern. It does pure stereo better than any other mic. But the most important thing is it's relatively inexpensive.
Yeah, it's what, like $7.99?
Something like that. Yeah,
$8.99. I'll have the price in the description.
For everything it does, though, it's ridiculously inexpensive. And there's other people that compete and do similar things, but they're a lot more expensive. All of which are great. But I don't know, at its price point, I think it's what we would call best in class. I mean, there's certain things that just win in their price point, you know.
Yeah, I've been totally blown away by the Lewitt stuff. The only thing I don't like about the Lewitt stuff is the naming scheme, because I can never remember which mic is which.
Right.
It's like I'm trying to remember the name of the snare mic. Is it the 440DM or TM, or I can never freaking remember.
Should be SN for the snare, shouldn't it?
Yeah, sure. And it's also a great guitar mic as well, but I'm really looking forward to trying this out.
No, you're going to love that.
All right, fantastic. Thanks, Warren.
Thank you.
The 640TS is a 1-inch diaphragm mic that allows you to select 5 individual polar patterns via the buttons on the front. There's also a low-frequency roll-off up to 160 Hz and 3 pad settings to cut the output from -6 dB all the way down to -18 dB for miking up loud sources. Of course, the real strength of this mic is the dual output mode, which allows you to alter the polar pattern after the source has already been recorded. This is a particular favorite of mine on metal guitars, as it's great for tweaking out the sound without ever having to reach for an EQ.
Okay, so we've migrated over to the desktop here. I've been reamping with this thing the whole morning, and I learned something very interesting. The most important thing you want to do, especially if you want to use the flexible multi-patterns in the software, is hold down the middle button until the green light comes on. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting there scratching your head going, why the hell does this thing not work? Like we were doing. Got to give a big shout out to Mr. Eric Gonzalez for figuring that one out. Thank you, Eric, for actually pulling up the manual and showing us how to get it done. Anyway, so I'm at the desktop here, and I'm just showing you guys a little bit of how this works with the multi-pattern. It's a very simple control. All you have is this slider, and you can go through the various polar patterns. So now we're cardioid, semi-cardioid, hyper, then figure 8, so we can actually, get sound at the back here. And then we start reversing the polar patterns, and you can barely hear me now. And back to wide cardioid, and finally omni again. The great thing about Omni is it kind of works all over the place and no problem whatsoever. And we're still Omni here. That's really cool. Again, it's one slider, so even the bass players can figure it out. It's no problem at all. Cool thing is, what you want to do is you want to set yourself up to do a left and right channel. What we've got here set up for input is a stereo input, line 1, line 2. Line 1 is going to my first input here on my baby face, and the back capsule is going to input number 2. Yeah, it kind of pulls to one side. We've matched the gain on the input, but as soon as you kick on this plugin, like if we pull this over, can we move this over to the cardioid? Yeah, check this out. As soon as you kick this on, bam, you're dead center and you're nicely polar pattern adjusted and ready to go. So I gotta say, that is really freaking cool. Now I'm gonna switch over here to a mix. I'm gonna show you guys how this works on metal rhythm guitars. I'm super impressed with this. I'm kind of getting another kind of Black Album vibe with this. Totally loving the guitar sound I'm getting. Let me show you what this is all about. We're gonna go to that right now. All right, so I've been playing around with this mix. Like I said, we just reamped some guitars through it. Thanks to Jackson Ward and John Suki for giving us an outstanding performance. Used this on all the guitars, the rhythm guitars, and the lead, and I gotta say, I am really happy with the tones we're getting right now. Again, love the sound of this mic. This is just luscious. We mic'd up the Engel Savage 120 Mark II with the Lady Tony Iommi cab, and we got this. Yeah, totally digging that rhythm tone. It's kind of got that Black Album vibe again. It's just that beautiful wide polar pattern that's not quite cardioid. It's not quite omni. I'm kind of stuck between, say, wide cardioid and straight cardioid here. If we solo this up, like I'll just put this dead center here. We'll take a quick listen here. We go omni and bring it in. We go to cardioid, it just kind of sharpens the top end where it gets a little bit piercing. I like that slightly smoother sound. And we can just go completely bananas with this. Figure 8, reverse cardioid. So that's just the pure back capsule there. It's pretty amazing. And again, wide and then straight omni. I think right about there is what I want to go with. And do we get an exact opposite here on the second track? Pretty much.
One more time. Yeah, that's just super cool. I love mics like this because they are an insurance policy in case you don't get the mic placed exactly dead nuts where it needs to be. You can use this to widen the pickup pattern of the mic and pick up a broader cross section of the speaker that you're miking. This thing is absolutely incredible for miking metal guitars. I mean, like, I used to reamp albums for clients for hours and hours and hours and days and even weeks on end, trying to get the mic in exactly the perfect position and wind up reamping an album 7 or 8 times, maybe even 10 or 12, depending on how obsessed I was with the project I was working on at the time. This just allows you to tweak it in exactly how you want it. Get the mic in what looks like a reasonable position, and you can play with it in post and get that top end attack exactly how you want it. I can't say enough good things about working like this. So enough of my yakking. Let's roll the full mix. Hey everybody, so just gonna break in here for a sec. I just got off the phone with the fine people at Lewitt and they said, hey, you know what? It's a really cool mic. Maybe we should give one away. So we're gonna do a raffle copter, and all you gotta do is just follow the link in the description below and you can sign up to win one of these awesome 640TS multi-pattern mics. They also gave me a hint that if you want to do like multi-band style polar pattern switching in post, you can actually grab the Austrian Audio Polar Designer plugin and it will work with this mic. It's something I'm going to probably try out in a future video just for the hell of it, because why the hell not? Meanwhile, make sure you sign up to win one of these. Good luck. Now, if you want to get your hands on the Lewitt 640TS, you can grab it at Amazon for $8.99 or Thomann for $8.39. Definitely worth it. Check it out. I'll have some links in the description below. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.